In the last episode, Naomi returned from Moab with nothing but grief. Her husband and 2 sons lay buried in foreign soil. But Ruth the Moabite clung to her, vowing that Naomi's God would be her God. Providence led Ruth to glean in the fields of Boaz, a kinsman-redeemer. And in the house of 2 widows, hope began to grow. One day, Ruth's mother-in-law Naomi says to her, "My daughter, I must find a home for you, where you will be well provided for." Naomi has been thinking, the harvest is ending. Ruth cannot glean forever. Something must be done to secure her future. Naomi continues, "Now Boaz, with whose women you have worked, is a relative of ours. Tonight he will be winnowing barley on the threshing floor. Wash, put on perfume, and get dressed in your best clothes. Then go down to the threshing floor, but do not let him know you are there until he has finished eating and drinking. When he lies down, note the place where he is lying. Then go and uncover his feet and lie down. He will tell you what to do." The plan is bold. The threshing floor at night. A woman approaching a man in darkness. The scene is charged with risk and potential scandal. But the text emphasizes restraint and honor, not seduction. Naomi knows the customs of her people. She is invoking the right of the Kinsman-Redeemer. Ruth answers, "I will do whatever you say." So she goes down to the threshing floor and does everything her mother-in-law tells her to do. When Boaz has finished eating and drinking and is in good spirits, he goes over to lie down at the far end of the grain pile. Ruth approaches quietly. She uncovers his feet and lies down. In the middle of the night, something startles the man. He turns and discovers a woman lying at his feet. He asks, "Who are you?" She answers, "I am your servant Ruth. Spread the corner of your garment over me, since you are a kinsman-redeemer of our family." The corner of the garment, the wing of protection. Ruth asks Boaz to fulfill the role of redeemer, to take her as his wife and preserve the family line of the dead. Boaz says, "The Lord bless you, my daughter. This kindness is greater than that which you showed earlier. You have not run after the younger men, whether rich or poor. And now, my daughter, do not be afraid. I will do for you all you ask. All the people of my town know that you are a woman of noble character." Ruth could have sought a younger husband. She could have abandoned Naomi and started fresh. Instead, she has chosen the path of faithfulness, seeking a redeemer for her mother-in-law's family. Boaz continues, "Although it is true that I am a kinsman-redeemer of our family, there is another who is more closely related than I. Stay here for the night. And in the morning, if he wants to do his duty as your kinsman-redeemer, good, let him redeem you. But if he is not willing, as surely as the Lord lives, I will do it. Lie here until morning." There is a complication. Another man has the first right of redemption. Boaz must wait to see what this man will do. So she lies at his feet until morning, but gets up before anyone can be recognized. He says, "No one must know that a woman came to the threshing floor." He also says, "Bring me the shawl you are wearing and hold it out." When she does so, he pours into it 6 measures of barley and places the bundle on her. Then he goes back to town. 6 measures of barley, a gift for Naomi, a sign of Boaz's intention. When Ruth comes to her mother-in-law, Naomi asks, "How did it go, my daughter?" Then she tells her everything Boaz has done for her. She adds, "He gave me these 6 measures of barley, saying, 'Do not go back to your mother-in-law empty-handed.'" Naomi says, "Wait, my daughter, until you find out what happens, for the man will not rest until the matter is settled today." Naomi knows Boaz. He is a man of his word. He will not let this matter linger. Meanwhile, Boaz goes up to the town gate and sits there just as the kinsman-redeemer he has mentioned comes along. Boaz says, "Come over here, my friend, and sit down." So he goes over and sits down. Boaz takes 10 of the elders of the town and says, "Sit here." So they sit down. 10 witnesses. The town gate, where legal matters are decided. Boaz is preparing to settle the question of redemption before the whole community. He says to the Kinsman-Redeemer, "Naomi, who has come back from Moab, is selling the piece of land that belonged to our relative Elimelech. I thought I should bring the matter to your attention and suggest that you buy it in the presence of these seated here and in the presence of the elders of my people. If you will redeem it, do so. But if you will not, tell me, so I will know. For no one has the right to do it except you, and I am next in line." The man answers, "I will redeem it." He agrees. The land will stay in the family. But Boaz is not finished. Boaz says, "On the day you buy the land from Naomi, you also acquire Ruth the Moabite, the dead man's widow, in order to maintain the name of the dead with his property." At this, the Kinsman-Redeemer says, "Then I cannot redeem it, because I might endanger my own estate. You redeem it yourself. I cannot do it." The complication is revealed. To redeem the land means to marry Ruth and raise children in the dead man's name. Those children would inherit the property, not the Redeemer's own children. The man is unwilling to take this risk. Now, in earlier times in Israel, for the redemption and transfer of property to become final, one party took off his sandal and gave it to the other. This was the method of legalizing transactions in Israel. So the Kinsman-Redeemer says to Boaz, "Buy it yourself." And he removes his sandal. The sandal changes hands. The legal right passes to Boaz. Boaz announces to the elders and all the people, "Today you are witnesses that I have bought from Naomi all the property of Elimelech, Kilion, and Mahlon. I have also acquired Ruth the Moabite, Mahlon's widow, as my wife, in order to maintain the name of the dead with his property, so that his name will not disappear from among his family or from his hometown. Today you are witnesses." The elders and all the people at the gate say, "We are witnesses. May the Lord make the woman who is coming into your home like Rachel and Leah, who together built up the family of Israel. May you have standing in Ephrathah and be famous in Bethlehem. Through the offspring the Lord gives you by this young woman, may your family be like that of Perez, whom Tamar bore to Judah." The blessing invokes Rachel and Leah, the mothers of Israel. It invokes Perez, ancestor of the tribe of Judah. The people of Bethlehem do not know how fully this blessing will be fulfilled. So Boaz takes Ruth and she becomes his wife. When he makes love to her, the Lord enables her to conceive, and she gives birth to a son. The women say to Naomi, "Praise be to the Lord, who this day has not left you without a kinsman-redeemer. May he become famous throughout Israel. He will renew your life and sustain you in your old age. For your daughter-in-law, who loves you and who is better to you than 7 sons, has given him birth." Better than 7 sons. In a world where sons meant security, Ruth's love and faithfulness have proven more valuable than the greatest blessing a woman could hope for. Naomi takes the child in her arms and cares for him. The women living there say, "Naomi has a son." The woman who renamed herself Mara, bitter, is now called a mother. She who said she went away full and came back empty, now holds fullness in her arms. The Lord has not turned against her. He has redeemed her through the faithfulness of a Moabite daughter-in-law. They name him Obed. Obed. It means servant. The child born to a Moabite woman in Bethlehem. He is the father of Jesse, the father of David. The line is drawn. From Naomi's emptiness, from Ruth's faithfulness, from Boaz's redemption comes Jesse, and from Jesse comes David, the shepherd king of Israel. This is the genealogy of Perez. Perez was the father of Hezron. Hezron was the father of Ram. Ram was the father of Amminadab. Amminadab was the father of Nahshon. Nahshon was the father of Salmon. Salmon was the father of Boaz. Boaz was the father of Obed. Obed was the father of Jesse. And Jesse was the father of David. The story that began with famine and death ends with a royal line. A Moabite woman who chose the God of Israel becomes the great-grandmother of the greatest king Israel will ever know. The genealogy is not mere record-keeping. It is a theological statement. The line of promise runs through an outsider who chose faith over heritage. And centuries later, in the same town of Bethlehem, another child will be born. He too will be called a king. He too will be a redeemer. And he will trace his lineage through David, through Jesse, through Obed. The Gospel of Matthew will list her by name among the ancestors of Jesus, a Moabite woman in the bloodline of the Messiah. Thank you for listening to this series on the book of Ruth. In a dark time when everyone did what was right in their own eyes, a story of faithfulness, kindness, and redemption shone like a light. Ruth chose Naomi's God. Boaz chose to redeem. And from their union came the line of David, the line of the Messiah.